Hey everybody, it's Brett McHugh with Clinic Grower, and thank you for wanting to see the replay of our recent webinar, How to Educate, Inspire, and Attract New Patients. You're going to love it. I will say that we had a lot of attendees, more than we expected with the new software. There were some technical glitches, but we've edited it and it should not disrupt the flow of the replay. We're also going to be sending you more resources with the replay. And below this video, you should also see there's a link to the workbook that we created to complement the webinar as well. But without further ado, get started. Enjoy the replay of how to educate, inspire, and attract new patients, not only in 2025, but use these strategies right now. And I'll see you on the next video.
A little after 6 o'clock here. Of course, it's Brett with Clinic Grower. Thank you all for joining. Today, we're going to cover some ground and really want to focus on educating, hopefully inspiring you just a little bit and helping you all to do what most of you are here to do. The end result is that you're looking for ways to grow your business, attracting new patients, creating a system, finding new ways to get patients in, qualified patients. And I'm going to be sharing a number of different strategies and tactics that enable you to do that here over the next 30 or 40 minutes. As I said, there is a chat feature. We're using a new tool, a newer tool for us over the past couple of weeks. And so with that being said, let's get started here. So again, Brett with Clinic Grower, and today we're going to be covering how to educate, inspire, and attract new patients in 2025, right? Because it's coming right up. We're knocking on the door. We're wrapping up third quarter. We're all planning for 2025, planning for a strong end to the year. And so the tactics, the strategies, and the training that I'll share today are going to be applicable in the new year based off changing consumer behavior, based off things that we're seeing. But also, these are strategies, these are tools that you can use right now because we are and our clients are in helping them to grow their practices. So basically, the training today is going to be covering really part of what we call the strategic growth model when it comes to growing a business, growing a practice, getting new leads in there, seducing new leads, that attraction phase, scheduling patients, scheduling appointments, having those patients and cash paying clients show up at your practice, maximizing show rates. And some of the things that we're going to cover today are going to be helping you to do just this, to inspire more patients to come in, to not want to miss that appointment because you are the best person, you are the best practice to help them achieve their goals, which helps you, of course, increase your sales. And as part of the programs as well, and as part of the trainings here, it's really about scaling your business. Everybody is here not because you don't have anything better to do this evening, but because the training we're going to cover will help you to grow and scale your business. Okay. So what we're going to be covering today is how to educate, inspire, and attract of different content and different strategies that are working for practices right now, real examples, and I'm also going to share a content calendar framework with you towards the end. My goal from the session today is to be able to have you leave this session in a better place than you were before you came here. That's my goal in every interaction at Clinic Grower. That's our goal as a team, as a company of over 40 right now. That's our goal for every one of the people, the business owners that we speak with, to make sure that you leave in a better place than you did before you came here. And that's my goal for the call today as well. So a little bit about me, Brett McHugh, CEO, founder of Clinic Grower. That's who you are seeing on the video, hopefully right now. And a little bit about us at Clinic Grower. We're a growth marketing agency. We specialize in helping medical and aesthetic practices to attract new patients, to scale their business. That's hopefully why you're here. I'm going to be sharing ways in which you can do that on the web training today. Also authored the book last year, a little bit early this year actually. I'm not in 2025 just yet. Seductive Digital Marketing and Sales for Aesthetic Practices. And so a number of the strategies I'll share today are also available in the book. There's much more information in there. The nice thing about the web training today is it's very interactive chats here. And I want to make sure that before you leave, you have all of your questions answered and that you're in a better place than you were before you came here. So let's move on and talk a little bit about how you can get the most out of the session here today. You're here because you're an ambitious medical aesthetics practice. I see a lot of med spas on the call today. I see some of our cosmetic surgeons, some of vein and vascular practices. That's really the core avatars, the core types of practices that we work with: vein and vascular centers, medical spas, and cosmetic and plastic surgeons. We are in business only because we help you to grow your business. We develop win-win relationships, what we call win-win relationships, meaning that on the front end, you're helping patients to look better, to be better, and to feel better. And we're contributing towards doing that. We celebrate each of your wins every week here at Clinic Grower, every day really in real time as we see new patients coming through, new appointments coming through, new revenue generated, because that's part of our mission to help people to look better, feel better, and to be better. And so my promise to you was that as you stay on the work training today, I'm going to deliver value. If you stay towards the end, I'm going to give you a free copy of our book as well. This is our Seductive Digital Marketing and Sales for Aesthetic Practices. So let's get started with when it comes to educating new patients. So there's multiple ways in which we can do this. There's multiple ways done is by, number one, using some of the quickest things that are at your availability, okay? And so some of the most effective ways to start educating patients are simply by using the ability to write targeted blog content. A couple of examples that you'll see on the screen here, for example, where our practices, we're writing this for them, but you can obviously do this yourself, is content relative to the services that you offer. So in this case, it's Botox, or to Botox, to neurotoxins, hormone replacement therapy. This type of content, once it's published on your website with frequency, it gives patients the opportunity to learn more about it. So it's pretty basic stuff, but I see a lot of practices that they're not doing this, they're not doing it frequently, or they may have put a website together a number of months or years ago with some basic content. And then a lot of questions that we get are, why aren't patients finding us, okay? How come they're not able to see the content or to learn more about our practice? And in many cases, the reason is the content that you're able to simply solve people's problems with.
So power of video, basically the to-do on this is to leverage that, is to be your best, is to record that content, use that cell phone, do the topical authority pieces, talking about Botox, talking about semaglutide, talking about those services that you know so much about, and help the patient to answer their common questions, okay? Ways that we're able to use this then to be able to attract new patients, we're going to cover that in just a moment here. It's really all about combining some of these elements. And here's a few examples that we went through. For example, here's Dr. Chang, as you can see on the right-hand side here. What he is going through in the video here is simply educating patients. In this instance, it's relative to vein treatment. We've got some examples of some of our clients' videos here, videos that you can do quite easily. Have your PA do this yourself, answer those questions relative to the Botox myths, to chemical peels, those questions that swirl around your clients' minds. You know what they are? Just taking that time, allocating it on a weekly basis in order to answer those questions enables you to have that really important content that you can then leverage on those social media platforms, on your website. And it's the type of content that really helps to inspire those patients, and it's the type of content that they're looking for in order to come into their practice, to come into your practice, okay? Okay, so some of the top tips, and you'll have this in the workbook after the training as well, for creating that educational content are for anybody who joined just a little later before we had the technical issues, really, it's about creating that blog content. You can do those same FAQs, answer the patient's FAQs. What you can do is then turn that into blog content, like some of the examples that we saw earlier. You'll have examples in the workbook as well. Create those short, engaging videos. And from those videos, you can also leverage that on those social media channels, and you can use that then to educate and inspire those new patients. As I've written here, one of the major opportunities also is to embed that on the website. Some more advanced strategies are to be able to use that from an SEO standpoint so that you can have the video on your website with strategic keywords and benefit from YouTube SEO as well. Okay, and so we're going to get into a little bit more now on the inspirational side, okay? The educational piece is easier for a lot of us when it comes to simply relaying that knowledge and talking about the services and the treatments that we offer. And that's majorly important. What's also really important is that understanding, why people don't do things, right? It's easier sometimes to know why they should and why they do treatments, because the benefits of the treatments are incredible. What can be more difficult is to understand sometimes why people don't do things. And I love this quote from a speaker who I've seen a number of times, Tony Robbins, who said, people are not lazy, they just have impotent goals that don't inspire them. And part of the reason for this section of the presentation, the training, is to understand that we do need to inspire patients. And what we've seen from testing a number of different initiatives and strategies over the last number of years is that from the aspect of getting patients into the practice and generating revenue, we see that it is the practices that are able to create that inspiration for patients. They're the ones that are creating that content that inspires that patient to come in. And there's a very congruent patient journey for new patients that may be undecided. They may not have been referred to you. They may not know much about you or your team before they are searching for the treatment or the service or the problem they're looking to solve. And so the ability to inspire them, there's multiple different touch points along that new patient journey. And if anybody would like a specific training on that new patient journey, just type new patient into the chat. We'll make sure that you get the specific training that we have on that journey. To kind of summarize it, there's a number of different touch points. And a lot of the time it comes down to those first impressions. What are those first impressions that we're generating with new clients, with new patients in the marketplace? And today, those first impressions, and in most cases, unless they're walking in or have been referred by a family member or friend, that first impression can be online. So we've got to look at our digital storefront. How is our website conveying that inspiration? Are we educating patients on the website? And a real quick example here is just that first impression from the website A and B, okay? And this just provides a real clear example. Obviously, there may be different stages of business, but when a patient has a choice and they would find one or the other med spa in this case, the question becomes, how is that first impression? And, on the left, it's very basic. There's kind of, information here, but on the right, it's connecting. We've got that inspirational image, for example. The rest of the website goes through to really talk about the connection. We see the staff, and the website talks about the types of ways in which the patients can benefit from taking that next step. To protect time, we won't go through these websites on this call. We'll certainly do another training, but due to the little delays here, we're going to keep moving forward and make sure everybody gets it. But just think about how your website is generating that all-important first impression with your marketplace. So when it comes to inspiring new patients and really doing anything, I'm a big proponent of, let's see what we can do for low cost, first of all, because most of the low cost things that we can do provide that really strong foundation that's necessary in order to attract new patients. So I'm a big proponent of using the things that Google provides, for example, in this case here, that Google business profile. Most of you have that Google business profile. However, there's a lot of ways in which you can make it work better for you. And just some of the items that we've basically put here for highlight are going to be, we know reviews, we know how important reviews are. You've heard me talk about it quite a lot. You've heard Brad talk about it quite a lot. We've got to make sure that we have those strategies in place. Yes, the QR codes are good. Those QR codes going to your Google reviews. Google reviews are still the most important one. They provide the most bang for the buck when it comes to a review for your business, because patients go to Google more than any other place looking for your business. It also has a search engine optimization component to it as well. So let's get those reviews from Google. Also, when I'm doing audits for a lot of practices to show them how they can improve, it's images as well. You've got those images of you and your team, or if you don't, make sure you get them, and it's using them on the Google business profile. Very simply here, you can just edit, you can add your photographs, and just make sure that you arrange them so that the nice warm photographs of you and your team are showing up towards the top of the list, and that you make that your default image. Just some things there that not everybody knows, and some things that you should do in order to, again, to create those first impressions and give people that reason to take the next step, to click, to make that phone call, and to come into your practice, okay? We spoke about the reviews, the updates here. So as we scroll further down that Google business profile, when you assess your Google business profile, ask yourself, how does it look? Do I have the section on my Google business profile that has the updates? Am I posting about the services that I offer? Am I writing the information that the patients need to know, or is someone on my team doing it that gives them information on the services that we offer? And in this case here, there's a lot of med spas on the call. The product section is a missed opportunity for a lot of med spas not doing it, or whoever's handling it for them maybe doesn't know about it. But that's the section on the Google business profile that allows you to do that, to list all of the products that you have. And in the instance of somebody who is considering specific treatments such as Botox or Carbella, why not have it there, right? If it's there, it's showing that person, oh yeah, that's what I want. Cool, they have it. I'm definitely going to give them a call. Versus not having it there, it kind of can cause that question. Do they, don't they? They may go somewhere else. So big thing from this is just use the free things to your advantage. Make sure we're using that Google business profile, and that we're using all the assets that are available, those updates that we can do. Make sure we're doing those posts, those updates in the Google business profile that are geared towards the key services that we want to attract patients for. And also the product section down a little lower here, make sure that you're listing all of your products so that patients can be inspired to come into you, into your practice, to ask for the services that they need in order to achieve their goals, okay? Why reviews matter? I think we covered this quite a little bit, but from a statistical standpoint, it's just huge when it comes to, we see this from a conversion standpoint. Practices that are converting more patients are the ones that are getting reviews consistently. It's, we would tell our kids, right, everything in life isn't a race, but in many respects, there is a race on a lot of marketplaces when it comes to getting reviews, because the practices that are able to get reviews consistently are building up a catalog of tens, hundreds, thousands as future goes on. The longer we leave it to get those reviews in, the tougher it gets. Okay. And of course, if you're a new business and starting a business, there's valid reason for that. That can be explained, we're a new business. But if you've been around for a while and it shows, if the last review is from 2 years ago, then that causes a question in the patient's mind. So just make sure we've got a strategy in place to do that, because it inspires, it builds confidence, and it helps to get patients into the practice. Okay. When it comes to getting the reviews, I mentioned a little bit earlier about the QR code. That's, those things are key, right? Have the point of sale, the QR code, the business cards. The biggest thing that you'll hear me talk about is creating that culture of reviews, of asking for reviews. And as the business owner, that's easier for us, right? That's easier for you to ask that patient, hey, how's everything today? They've had an incredible experience. Would you mind leaving me a review? Here you go. Here's the card. You scan that. You can leave us a review right now. And let them do that. Let them leave that review for you. Ask them to do it on the spot. For your team, as the leader in our companies, right, we have to create that culture, and we have to create the expectancy that they will ask for reviews, and when to ask for reviews, how to ask for reviews, and what to do when the patient says, yes, they would love to leave a review. So ask yourself, have you got that process in place? Are you creating a culture of asking for reviews? That is the single most lethal weapon, really, when it comes to getting reviews for your practice, is to have that culture. Because yes, the technology is there. Yes, there's tools and automation that can help, but the single most powerful thing when it comes to getting reviews for your practice is creating that culture of asking. Okay. Another strategy that we implement for our practices and that we encourage, not the business owners of a lot of our practices, of course, is to set goals and to create plans in order to get more reviews. Okay. Practice recently where we were working with them, we started off with 23 reviews. Practice had actually been in business for over a year, so they just hadn't paid much attention to the reviews. Through technology that we have, we're able to boost those reviews significantly up front, adding an additional 70 or 80 in the first 30, 45 days. But the biggest impact has been creating that culture of asking for reviews and incentivizing the team as well as they achieve new goals, as they're reaching 175 and 200 reviews, that their staff are benefiting from that, doing some contests and prizing internally, because the motivation, the inspiration isn't only for the patient, but for your team as well, knowing that they're working for the cosmetic surgeon, for the med spa, for the vein center in their community, that is the one that's getting more reviews consistently, and patients are saying really incredible things about them, okay? Just drop the reviews in the channel here if anybody would like a specific training on Google reviews. I know we've shared it with many here. We do on our YouTube channel, of course, have their specific training on reviews. If there's anyone here who might be struggling or just looking for more support when it comes to getting reviews, just drop that review in the channel here and we'll make sure you get that, okay? So when it comes to the consequences of not doing that, right, it's pretty obvious, but some of the things that might not be obvious are the SEO story. So when we're not getting reviews, Google is looking for a quality user experience. They're looking for the topical authority, the practice that is publishing the content, as we spoke about earlier, right? When it comes to the services, the treatments that you offer, the trends in the marketplace, the myths when it comes to Botox, the myths when it comes to varicose veins, that type of content on your website, on the Google business profile. Google's also looking at, is this business, is it getting consistent reviews? Are people giving it positive feedback, especially service-based businesses? And their algorithm is able to look within the category, essentially, to see what's the competitive benchmark, right? Like, what are other similar businesses in the country and different regions? How are they doing? And if the business is underperforming, then Google, it uses that as a weight metric when it comes to, displaying your business in the map rankings, just for example. So, don't neglect the reviews. That's so important, and it does have an impact on your SEO as well. When we combine these elements, team, when we're looking at the educational piece of writing the content on our websites, writing that content on our Google business profile updates, getting those reviews in place, that means that Google in this example is sharing your business with more people. Google is saying, here they are, come visit them, because Google feels good about sharing your business now with more of its users, right? And so just an example, the way that we visualize that is a tool that we developed, started using within the last 18 months. It's a heat map tool that we customized in order to see where practices and how they're showing up in local communities. And just the example here is showing one of our practices. There's a little pin in the middle that you may be able to see on the screen share. And what this is showing is the location of the practice before we started working with them for, in this case, the keyword I believe was hormone replacement therapy in this particular example. And then within just a very short amount of time, I believe in about 60 days, it has said here from our SEO team, the map changed dramatically. Not only the map, right? That's a nice visual indicator, but also the website traffic increased significantly. And with the website traffic increasing, those phone calls that came through from the website, but also from the Google business profile increased by almost 20%. And then of course, with that, the appointment scheduling rate increased as well. So all these things that might seem like a bit of work, doing the video, doing the posting online, these things, it contributes towards getting more patients. And I think for most of you, it doesn't seem like more work, right? Because we mainly enjoy educating our marketplace. We enjoy telling people about the services that we offer. So if we can just build that into capturing that, creating that content, and having either our team or as a provider, you're busy, you're probably not going to have time to write that content yourself. Having somebody do that consistently so that patients can find out about you, so that you can show up and so that you can inspire and educate more patients to enhance your visibility and get seen and found by more patients, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about the personal connection. Anybody who's here, probably about 20 minutes ago, saw that picture of myself and Sarah, my wife, that little personal connection here outside of my business suits and different ways that perhaps you see me showing up at events and those sorts of things. That personal connection with you and your practice, really important as well. And one thing that I'll find still quite commonly in audits that I'll do for practices is that when we check their website or their Google business profile that you've seen, is if the worst thing is just seeing that empty office, like, hey, cool, here's pictures of our office. But without the people there, the providers, because we're all in a people business, right? It's really not inspiring patients. And so just simple photographs, leveraging that smiling you, your team, putting them on the website, getting them into your staff bios, social media, of course, but don't discount the value of having that personal connection and just sharing imagery and photographs of you and your practice and your team so that patients can feel good, people can feel good about coming into you and to your business, okay? And as I said here, it's really about developing what I call those know, like, and trust points, and people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, okay? So some tips and examples that you'll have in the workbook after the webinar that we'll share as well, those staff bios, videos that we've been through, leveraging those personal videos, imagery. You can make slideshows from imagery as well, the social media posts, really leveraging that, trying to move it more away from anything that might be stock related and more towards those personal connections that are performing from the organic standpoint, but also from a paid advertising standpoint as well. Okay. Quick example, one of our clients here recently started working with Pensacola, Dr. Marley Bruno, actually, and her team. Kind of case study, poster girl stuff when it comes to this type of content. The photographs, the imagery, just really good, just really authentic. Her and her team and those types of images are conveying the team that is helping patients in the marketplace and helping them to attract new patients, okay? Let's start to get towards we're going to wrap it up shortly here. I want to kind of bring it together with the key, combining these elements to attract new patients. And we spoke quite a bit about video. We've discussed the benefits of creating that video when it comes to education, talking about the things you like to talk about when it comes to your services, when it comes to the types of services your clients are looking for. We also want to understand how we can use that video in advertising as well. Here's just some examples of some of the platforms that we saw the data on a little bit earlier. Meta, for example, which is Instagram and Facebook. I speak with a lot of practices that have done or have tried platforms like Meta, Instagram, Facebook, and the devil's always in the details with what has been done on those platforms or what somebody else has done for them in most cases on those platforms. And any of our clients that are here with us that will know that we are big police really when it comes to making sure that we get assets from all of our clients. Those assets are imagery. We provide tools and resources to help them get that done. educational video. We also create video ourselves when it comes to having influencers talk about different services and visit practices, but really leveraging this when it comes to a lot of people that are here have asked before about, those types of advertising, the paid advertising. The best thing you can do is leveraging that type of video content with the correct targeting and the correct criteria and the correct landing pages and that type of thing, but really leveraging that content on ads and creating audiences from people in your targeted area that are actually interested in those types of services. And that can be done by using video, by creating audiences from people in your area that are watching certain amounts of video. And so you're able to kind of set a measurement for the interest level of patients in your area that are interested in your types of services, okay? When it comes to another one of our videos here, and that's actually from Marley and the team. We'll just let this play for just a moment. You can't hear the audio, but this is actually a good visual when it comes to just the simplicity, just having that phone, right? Showing patients, who you are, showing patients your practice, doing that quick walkthrough. This works really well in retargeting ads that we do after we generated that initial lead for practices. You can use this on your landing pages once they've said, hey, I'm interested. This is a way for them to really get to learn more. And in specific instances, you can really use this type of video in order to educate patients even further on treatments such as Botox. You can do some really cool things with video after you've got that lead, for example, because in many cases on Meta, for example, there's things that Facebook, you can't run ads that show certain things, and needles in faces is one of them. But leveraging this on the back end like we do is really, really powerful as well, and something that can be very powerful for your business, okay? Okay, cool. We got some people interested in reviews. If you can just give me just an ad or ads, just let me know if anybody here is running ads. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we wrap it up. I also want to make sure our technology is still working, get some engagement here. Just a $sign or ads, something like that, to let me know anybody here who might be running advertising for the business. Okay, yep. That's what I thought. We've got quite a few people that are running ads for your business here. Great. So what we took a look at just a moment ago, more relative towards those meta ads, Instagram, Facebook, some similarities with things on TikTok, but it's a different platform. Right here, we're just looking at two Google ads. For, in this example, it's Best Mommy Makeover in Tampa. And the question that I asked people a number of weeks ago was, which one would you click on? And the overwhelming majority was, before you answer it yourself, you need to have a little think here, but it was actually the one on the right, because of a few different things. And I'll just talk about the makeup of the ads. And when it comes to, no two ads are really created equal. And in this case here, the two ads that we're seeing, both for the search for Best Mommy Makeover in Tampa, number one, the actual setup of the campaign was off on whoever was running the ad on the left, because they were showing an ad for tummy tuck. And so while a tummy tuck can be part of a mommy makeover, really emphasizing the mommy makeover component as part of that ad would be more impactful. Now, for the practice on the right here, the mommy makeover is featured prominently, but it's really talking about the benefits as well, okay? The benefits to that patient, because when people are going looking for things, initially it's about what's in it for me, right? That's what they're looking for. Like, what can I get here? As they go through that conversation in their mind and with your practice, they want to know that, yes, your team are the people to help them. They want to know more about the experience, and they want to know more about the year that you were started and those types of details, and maybe not even so much. But the big thing is, like, what's in this for me? So Best Mommy Makeover. If you're going to get a mommy makeover, you might want to get a good one, maybe the best one, okay? Get the body that you want, right? That's something that might appeal. Special pricing when you call. When people are looking for mommy makeovers, for cosmetic surgery, for most aesthetic treatments as well, they want to know there's good value involved, that there's going to be a good system of getting good pricing for their needs as well, okay? And the rest of the ad goes on. There's more real estate that they're using here when it comes to different site links and opportunities like that. But again, it comes down to the ability to use those platforms and how can we create those ads that are going to inspire, educate, and attract patients in the best way, okay? So when it comes to social media, the approach that we always take here, and we are a Clinic Grower essentially big on direct response, all right? We'll create a beautiful brand after effect for you, but what we do is we get patients from the ads. And so there's a psychology to that. There's an element of expert copywriting that we use and ways to kind of combine ingredients to get patients, not only to get leads, but to move them through that journey. And so ways that we do this and tips for everybody on the call here. maybe it goes without saying, but that attention grabbing creative, okay, something that really stands out. Imagery, video, standing out, variations of it in order to capture the attention of people on social media where they're scrolling, okay? Retargeting comes into play as well, having that frequency, but make sure we've got attention grabbing creative. The ad copy, different variations of ad copy. I create lots of ad copy for our team here every week as we rotate for different clients and test different variables. But make sure that copywriting it's engaging. I use a process. I can't take credit myself. I'll give it to Dan Kennedy, one of my mentors. The PAS structure, which is really the problem, okay, agitate and solve. Or as we think about it in the context of our training here, the type of structure that works for copywriting is the problem, okay, agitate or ask, educate, and then solve, okay, that PAS. So think about that if you're creating your own ads, or you have somebody that's doing it for you. When I'm doing marketing assessments, I see a lot of ads that are, hey, we do this and we do this and we do this and we're the best and here's the price and click the link. And that stuff, it's not inspiring. It doesn't work as well today. People got away with that stuff a number of years ago, but there's more to it today. So just make sure you're doing an assessment on what we're seeing in our ad copy as well. And that PAS is a proven structure, variations of it, but that's going to help you when it comes to creating ad content or whoever's doing it for you to get patients into your practice. That's what we do. Strong call to action. Make sure we're giving people a reason. Okay, we layer different types of content. Video, for example, we use hooks and offers strategically throughout the campaigns as well. Top of funnel and middle of funnel, a little bit different. Not to get into too much technical babble, but video views on the top of the funnel most of the time for our campaigns, creating audiences, and then talking about hooks and offers and creating something competitive on the offer standpoint to get those patient leads for the practice. Also, for a lot of the assessments that I do today, I still see practices that they're either using the website, not as many as they used to, but the people that are still driving Facebook traffic to the website, which if you're doing that, it's number one, that you're not really tracking the leads if you're driving them just to the website, if you're super convoluted. Number two, if you bring them right to the website, there's just too many places that someone can go. It's not conversion optimized. So in order to get the best bang for your buck, please use create conversion optimized landing pages that are really specific to the type of treatment or service that patient was looking for. So a Botox landing page for a Botox campaign, tummy tuck for a tummy tuck campaign, varicose vein treatment for a varicose vein campaign, okay? Hopefully that goes without saying. They're some of the biggest things that you can do to optimize results for your social media campaigns. So as we wrap it up here, I think in the workbook you'll see is just ask yourself, how is your business showing up? How is it showing up to patients in your marketplace? When somebody Googles you, what do they see? What does that Google business profile look like? How does it look compared to competition in your marketplace? Just give yourself a rating. Some of you it's going to look great. Some of you, there's going to be room for improvement. That's fine. That's what these sessions are about. It's about finding those percentages that you can improve your business. Okay. How are we getting reviews? Do you know, like, can you bank that you're going to get 5-10 reviews next week? Or is it kind of like, well, we hope we'll get more reviews. So having that strategy in place, really important when it comes to getting more reviews for your practice. Take a look at your Google business profile, or someone is handling it for you. See if there are posts being done on that Google business profile, if the product section is being filled out. Think about that as your real estate. You really want it to represent you well, and you want to use as much of that free stuff as possible as well. The images, the video, make sure we're including that in the Google business profile and just really maximizing the look and feel of that profile for your practice as well, okay? So putting it all together, from that top-down standpoint, think about, the written educating that we can do, okay? Super important. Google, the search engines, we've got to be writing content, authoritative, what we call topical authority content that you can create within that smaller authority, create it for those top 3 to 5 services. See that measurable improvement. See more patients coming in for those services. Then expand to more and more and more. It can be more challenging when you try and do it all at the same time, okay? Videos, close to 70% of consumers today prefer to be educated for products and services on videos. So don't sleep on this one. Make sure that you're creating content for patients in your marketplace that are related to the services that you offer, educational videos, videos that inspire. Let them know more about you and your practice, and have that review strategy in place. Make sure that you're optimizing for reviews, you're getting that consistency coming through. It's really about warming up your online presence, about developing those know, like, and trust points with patients in your marketplace so that they choose you and that they make that first phone call for you and for your practice. So as we do this, the patients that are coming into your practice are going to be essentially warmer, is the industry term. Okay, you're going to have patients in your area, clients that have been referred, clients that have been to see you before, for example. But when it comes to creating that awareness, that interest, and that desire and action from new clients and new patients, make sure that we're using these strategies here. Just pick two or three or four, even one thing that you can implement after the training today. Because when we do this, when we combine these elements, you will see patients that they're better educated because they've seen the video, they've been to the website, they've read the content that has copywriting where it talks about the problems that they have and your services. They're more inspired to take action, and they're interested, really attracted to the idea of coming in to see you and coming in to visit you and your team and your practice. Everybody on the call today is going to get a follow-up from us on the web training with a link to a content calendar that you can customize. I want to make sure that we over-deliver. This content calendar is very simple. I find that simplicity rules complexity when it comes to getting anything new started. So if you haven't got an idea or you haven't got that plan in place, using this tool, extremely valuable. We've pre-filled it with the templates that we use for our clients when it comes to helping them to have a strategic content creation plan in place. You can adapt this to you and your business when it comes to teaching on the topic. What do you like to teach on, for example? The top aesthetic treatments in 2024. You've got your own ideas. Some people are going to be talking about aerolase. Some people are going to be talking about Botox. Some people are going to be talking about innovations. There's so many different things that you can talk about. How to get back on that healthy track for the new year when it comes to those weight loss goals. Customize this. We're going to send it to you. It's going to be a simple Google sheet that you can adapt, that you can use. And then from there, just schedule that little bit of time on your Google Calendar, on your Outlook calendar, and make sure that you're able to clip into those content pieces. If you text us to that phone number, 877-813-6873, we'll send it on. We're also going to make sure that we have a track on the attendees here so that we can, if we have your email already, of course, we'll send it on. But a surefire way to get this will be just text us. Just text us at 877-813-6873. Just text INSPIRE, and we will make sure that you get everything and some more from the web training today. Okay, cool. I want to make sure that everybody here has the opportunity to get a copy of our book. In fact, because we want to over-deliver from the tech issue earlier, anybody who, if you use this link here, text I want the book to our phone number or scan the code here, what it's going to do, it's going to bring you to a landing page essentially where there's, I think it's about $5 for postage and packaging. Do that, and I'm going to send some more stuff. I'm actually going to have either myself or my team here physically mail some more value to you for being on this webinar today. So it's time of recording, September the 18th. Anybody who does this before the end of the week, which is going to be Friday, September the 20th, we're going to make sure to blow you away and over-deliver. Go ahead, grab the book, and you won't regret it. Okay? When you do, I'm also going to include the free marketing plan. We're going to be doing a 2025 version of this coming up. But if you haven't already received our digital marketing plan, great opportunity here. I just shared this with the practice earlier who is opening a new location in 2025. This contains a budget planner, a lot of tools that will enable you to really to streamline and to provide that launch pad for yourself for the new year. And remember, you can still use this in fourth quarter as well. The tools that we have here can be used at any time. You don't have to wait. Okay. It's going to copy that document once you click the link in the text that we'll send over, and you can just grab that copy of the marketing plan. Also, anybody, if you are currently doing marketing, I see a number of practices here that are currently doing ads. If you'd like a complimentary marketing audit, on that marketing audit, which we will do for you, we take time, we allocate it, we pull a number of reports. Some of the attendees here today have had these done for them already. The value that we deliver is tremendous. Our promise is always, again, to leave you in a better place than you were before you came to the calls, before you had that marketing audit. We'll go through, and some of the heat maps that you saw earlier, for example, we'll manually pull this for you, for your practice, for the top services that you offer. We do ranking, reputation reports. We'll even do what we call a stealth competitive analysis to see what your competition is doing in your marketplace so that you can understand strategies that you can implement, things that we would do for you if we were working for you as well, of course. And we'll provide a plan to show you how you can take advantage of those opportunities as well. So same thing, go ahead, you can text the number or you can go to clinicgrower.com schedule, And I want to, number one, thank everybody again for the patience while we overcame some of those technical hurdles. And if there's any key takeaways, let us know.